So another way to think about the differences between these different theoretical viewpoints when it comes to language acquisition is to sort of split things up this way. So on one side of this blue divide here, we have the view that nothing is innate, and that's going to be an empiricist. If you really believe that everything is learned, that there is nothing innate at all, no knowledge, no abilities, no nothing, you're an empiricist, right? Versus if you think at least one thing is innate, you are some flavor of nativist, right? This is why pretty much everyone who studies language acquisition is some kind of nativist under this definition, right? So you think at least one thing is innate, you're a nativist of some kind. Now the question is, what kind of nativist are you, right? So now we come to the difference between a generativist, that is a linguistic nativist, versus a constructionist, a non-linguistic nativist, right? So as their name suggests, linguistic versus non-linguistic nativist, this has to do with what kind of thing you think is innate. So if you think at least one thing, whether it's knowledge or abilities or whatever, is domain specific, that is, there's one piece of knowledge, there's one kind of ability that is specific to the cognitive of domain of language and is an innate thing, then you're a generativist. Now, maybe there's more than one thing, maybe there's lots of other stuff, but if you think at least one thing, right, is domain specific, is language specific and innate, you're a linguistic nativist, a generativist. Versus if you think that everything that's innate is not domain specific, you think nothing is domain specific, nothing is specific to the domain of language, everything that is innate is domain general, right? Then you are a non-linguistic nativist. You believe in innate things, but they are non-linguistic. They are not specific to learning language, right? So that's the difference between our different viewpoints. So empiricist versus nativist is kind of one big divide. Again, nothing innate versus at least one thing innate. And then if you're on the nativist side, the split between generativist and constructionist, that is linguistic nativist, and non-linguistic nativist really depends on if you think there's at least one thing that's language or domain specific versus not, that's innate.